So guys, Luka Doncic has just put up 33 points on 21 shots against Olympiacos, who are an extremely good EuroLeague team. That Olympiacos team contained former NBA players Hollis Thompson and Brian Roberts. While they weren't spectacular NBA players, Hollis Thompson was decent enough last year and Brian Roberts had a couple of good years in the league. He was doing this against players of NBA level. But anyway, in this video I'm going to be doing a how good are they actually on Luka Doncic. I've done a lot of videos on Doncic and hopefully this is going to be the last one unless he does something else crazy. And I like making these kind of videos, and by the amount of views and likes these videos get, a lot of people seem to enjoy them as well. So before we get into the main part of this video, I'm doing a daily December. We are trying to hit 25,000 subscribers by the end of the month. Honestly, we're looking like we're gonna hit that by about the 12th. And I already said if we hit 25,000 by the 15th of this month, I will double upload on that day, and I'm sticking with that. Even no matter when we hit it on the 15th, I will double upload if we hit 25,000 subscribers. So anyway, now let's get on to the video. So Luka Doncic, without doubt the best 18-year-old European player I've ever seen. And that includes Ricky Rubio, who realistically wasn't that far off his prime at like 16 years old. Luka Doncic is a 6'8" shooting guard who can honestly play the 1 through 3. Last season, he averaged 7.8 points per game playing for Real Madrid, and people thought that that was extremely good. However, this season, he's now averaging 16.9 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, and nearly 5 assists per game, which is extremely good, especially because while he does act as a primary ball handler a lot of the time, he's not playing the point guard position for them. But I'm going to go over his strengths first. Main strength, basketball IQ. Luka Doncic has arguably the highest basketball IQ I've ever seen from an 18-year-old, including an 18-year-old LeBron James. His basketball IQ rivals the best in the world, and honestly, watching him play against pros in Eurobasket, watching him play against NBA players in that tournament, and in EuroLeague, especially this year, has pretty much proved this. He's an unbelievably smart passer. He makes the right decision a lot of the time, and while in the past he seemed to have vanished in big games, it seemed like Eurobasket was a turning point, and Doncic has just gone from strength to strength since then. He's also a good shooter. This season, he is only shooting just under 35% from 3, and the Euro 3-point line is slightly closer than the NBA 3-point line. But the thing is, players come from Europe to the NBA, they very rarely take a hit in their 3-point percentage. I have a feeling he's going to shoot somewhere between 32 and 35% from 3 when he comes into the NBA, which is not bad to start off, but he's got great mechanics and he does have the ability to light teams up. So I do think that after a while he will become an absolute knockdown shooter in the NBA. He has great size for his position. While he does normally play at the 2 or the 3, he can definitely play at the 1, especially in today's NBA. If you've got players like Ben Simmons acting as primary ball handlers, and you never know, if they end up playing out and out point guard, Doncic could be a great matchup. At 6'8", he's almost as tall as these guys. He's arguably as good a passer, if not a better passer than someone like Ben Simmons. Definitely shoots the ball better. And he's very crafty as well. That's another one of his strengths. While he doesn't have elite speed, elite quickness, he's extremely crafty. And if you look at players in the NBA like James Harden, like Manu Ginobili, who consistently are able to score despite not being the most explosive athletes, they're all crafty and seem like they're able to walk almost towards the basket. Luka Doncic is that type of a player. I think he's going to be good at attacking the basket, and even though he doesn't have elite athleticism at the NBA level, he's nowhere near as unathletic as people are saying he is. Like, Eurobasket proved that. He's an athlete. He's just not an NBA level athlete. But at the same time, he's so crafty that he still should be able to score quite a good rate. So there are his strengths, and now we're going to go on to his weaknesses. And he only has one, and it's his lack of NBA athleticism. Luka Doncic is not the quickest player, and he's also not the quickest player laterally. He will struggle to defend NBA point guards if he ends up being thrown in at that position. He'll be able to defend somewhat a couple of NBA 2s and 3s, but he's not going to be the best on-ball defender. The thing is though, Luka Doncic, even on defense, has extremely high IQ and is a great team defender. I think that Luka Doncic being on the floor isn't going to be that much of a liability on the defensive end. It's not going to be as much of a liability as people think because he's an extremely smart defender. He's not going to be dunking on people. He's not going to be the most athletic guy in the league. And honestly, that's his only weakness, really. His on-ball defense at that level as well as his athleticism. That's the only question about his game. So how good is Luka Doncic actually? Arguably the greatest 18-year-old ever. Like, I know a lot of people saying he's not even close to LeBron. LeBron averaged whatever, I think he averaged 20, did he? In his rookie year, close to 20. But the thing is that Luka Doncic is averaging 17 points on 26 minutes of play. Very few people in EuroLeague ever average more than 20 points, whereas in the NBA, people average a lot more. There's 8 more minutes in an NBA game. Obviously, you can argue the defenders are better, which they are individually, but the team defense is a lot better in EuroLeague, and it's a lot harder to put up big points. A lot of young players' points tend to go up from EuroLeague to the NBA. Kristaps Porzingis averaged way under 10 points a game playing in EuroCup, and playing for one of the worst teams in the ACB. EuroCup is the league below EuroLeague. Playing for one of the worst teams in the ACB, Sevilla. He was putting up not even half the points Doncic is right now, and he came straight to the NBA and averaged 15 a game. So while realistically LeBron probably was a little bit better, I don't think there's that much between them, and I think a legit argument can be made that Luka Doncic is the greatest 18-year-old we've ever seen. We saw it at Eurobasket in a high-pressure situation, arguably as high pressure as any, with the crowds in Europe as well as representing your country. He stepped up big time, and in the Eurobasket semi-final, outplayed Ricky Rubio, who is a solid NBA point guard, and he's 18 years old and massively outplayed Rubio. He was arguably the best player on that team, and that team contained Goran Dragic, who's one of the best players in the NBA to never make an All-Star team. But do I think Luka Doncic is going to go number 1 in the NBA draft? I honestly don't think he will. I can see Doncic falling to maybe even number 5 in the draft. Personally, I think he's streets ahead right now of Marvin Bagley, Michael Porter Jr., I know he's injured, DeAndre Ayton, and Mohamed Bamba. I genuinely think that Doncic is streets ahead of these guys. But the problem is that Luka Doncic may be the finished product. While people said that last year, and he stepped up by averaging nearly 10 points more a game this year, and just being straight up better, shooting 60% from inside the 3, which is unbelievable, I think he's going to go to the NBA and probably win Rookie of the Year. I'd be shocked if he doesn't win Rookie of the Year next year. But at the same time, there are players like Marvin Bagley who do have the potential to be game-changing, who do have the potential to be franchise-changing players, whereas Doncic, I think, could be the 2nd or 3rd best player on a really, really good team. A great team player, great team defender, high basketball IQ, but I don't see Doncic being an NBA superstar. Whereas Marvin Bagley, while I think that they have a much lower floor than Doncic, with Doncic you're guaranteed to get a borderline all-star player straight out of the gate. But it's difficult to say how much better he's going to get. But with Bagley, with Porter, with DeAndre Ayton, with Bamba, you just never know how good they're going to become. And with the potential of these guys, I'd be shocked if any NBA team, the top 2 or 3, passes on these guys and takes Luka Doncic. Even though, obviously, right now, Doncic is the better player. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.